Well, a lot of people are looking ahead to Memorial Day weekend as the unofficial start to the summer travel season. And it looks like demand isn't going to stop there. Ann Makovic joins me now with the travel outlook for the next 6 months or so. Ann?
Yeah, the TSA is predicting that this year is going to be the busiest summer travel season ever. This weekend is the traditional start of the season, and Bay Area airports are expecting a lot of action between Friday and Memorial Day on Monday. At SFO, almost 600,000 passengers. That is more than 8% over last year and almost back to pre-pandemic levels. San Jose expecting almost 400,000 passengers, and Oakland International over 130,000. All three airports are advising people to show up early for your flights to account for the crowds. Nationally, the TSA expects about 2.9 million people at its checkpoints on Friday alone, and is planning to top 3 million screened in a day, and new all-time high later this summer. So if you're still budgeting for your summer vacation, flight prices are down this year compared to last year. So are rental car prices, between 5 and 10%. But hotel room rates are up and demand is expected to be heavy. As for where everyone is going this summer, Priceline finds the most popular domestic destinations are Miami, New York, and Honolulu, while London, Cancun, and Toronto top the international list. If you're driving and have plenty of company out there, AAA says road trips are expected to set a new record at more than 38 million people traveling by car over just the Memorial Day weekend. And of course, here in California, same old story, you will be paying more for gas. The average price of a gallon is actually 50 cents higher than this time last year.
Most Americans have decided they're going to travel regardless of those costs, but they might do it a little differently. You see road trips on the increase. You might decide to take a closer trip to home than they want to do. They might be saving money, finding deals, maybe eating in different places, or going to stay with friends and family. But we're seeing our travel agents saying 70% of the people they talk to are looking at things like all-inclusive resorts or cruises where you know the whole price when you get in.
Well, the air booking site Hopper finds 87% of its users do plan to travel this summer, but the majority have not booked their trips yet. 3/4 of people estimate they're going to spend the same or more compared to last year. Liz.
All right, Ann, thank you so much. Well, still ahead, we talk live with a travel industry analyst about the trends for the summer and beyond, and ask if the recent safety incidents may be impacting people's plans. Plus, see how artificial intelligence is powering more vacation itineraries these days. Looking live at SFO now as we look ahead to summer travel and beyond. Chris Van Cleve shows us how airlines are getting ready for what's expected to be record number of travelers this year.
Inside United Airlines Flight Training Center in Denver, preparations for the summer have been underway for months. The first wave of summer travelers start flooding airports this week.
Our job is to make sure that we have enough trained and qualified pilots to be able to step into that and get customers where they need to go without delay.
Captain Miles Morgan oversees the operation and took us inside one of the 45 full-motion flight simulators pilots use to train.
You come out of reverse, so push these forward again, and the auto brakes will bring us to a nice stop.
United is planning for its busiest summer ever.
If you can execute operationally during that time, you're going to be successful.
People remember when the vacation gets messed up or the holidays get messed up.
100%. I know I remember when things don't go well.
Delays at Boeing and engine issues on some Airbus planes means several U.S. carriers had to scale back their summer plans. But the nation's airlines still expect to fly 271 million passengers. That's up by more than 6% from last year, another new record. And cruising is surging in popularity. Nearly 35 million passengers are expected this year, 5 million more than pre-pandemic levels. And AAA expects travel by cruising or train to jump nearly 6% as well this Memorial Day.
We're seeing more people that are discovering cruising as a great family vacation. The value of a cruise vacation relative to what it costs today to go to a resort makes it extremely attractive and efficient and easy.
And here's some good news. If you're thinking about traveling this summer, but you just haven't gotten your act together, you haven't booked it yet, the CEO of Priceline says there may still be deals out there.
You just need to do the homework and shop around and look at some different destinations. And if you're flexible with that, you should be able to find something that meets your budget.
Joining me now live is Henry Hartefelt, a travel industry analyst. Thanks so much for joining us.
Elizabeth, thanks for including me.
Now, we want to start on a very serious note. A lot of people getting ready to fly following that deadly incident, sudden and serious turbulence on board a Singapore Airlines flight. After something like that, do you expect any major safety concerns or travel hesitation from flyers?
No, I think people realize that what happened on the Singapore Airlines flight was an aberration. It was terrible. But you don't see severe turbulence like that. And fortunately, you rarely see anyone injured or die on a plane like we saw yesterday. That said, seatbelts save lives. The flight attendants and pilots tell you keep that seatbelt fastened even when the sign is off. I've worked for 4 airlines. I'm telling you as an analyst and as a frequent traveler, keep your seatbelt fastened as much as you can.
Always smart to remember that for sure. Now, in terms of overall travel demand, how does this year compare to past years overall? Changes post-COVID, is that pretty much done? Are people back to normal?
This is back to what we will call a new normal. The revenge travel that we saw happen after COVID is done. But as you just mentioned, the airline industry trade group is expecting airlines to see 6% more people fly this summer. Memorial Day travel may be up more than 10% from a year ago for United and American. So we expect to see a lot of people traveling this summer, and that, whether it's by air, by road, by train, or anything else, it's going to be crowded. So just make sure you allow the time to get to and through the airport or to drive to your destination so you're not disappointed.
What about the availability of flights and lodging? I mean, it's already Memorial Day, so some folks will be sitting at home saying, it's too late to book my trip in August because everything's gone. Is that true?
Not really. A lot depends on where you're going and when you're traveling. Today, I just received a promotional email from Southwest Airlines about a special offer to Hawaii for the summer. You know, you don't get that unless bookings aren't going the way you expect them to. But here's something I would advise people to do. As you're looking at flights, if you need a place to stay, shop for your lodging as well, because you may need to make trade-offs. The airfare may be less expensive than you expect, but the hotel or lodging may be more expensive. So figure it out based on your budget, schedule, all of those things, and be ready to make some compromises.
Speaking of budget, are there some popular destinations this year that are budget friendly, maybe a little bit less expensive to travel to than years past?
Well, you know, budget friendly is going to be relative because, again, with strong demand, the travel industry has a really good understanding of pricing where people will pay. Mm-hmm. So here's what I would suggest. If you're looking at popular destinations like Orlando, there is usually good deals. Vegas also usually has good deals. But if you're looking at a big city, such as New York, for example, or Hawaii, lodging may be expensive. So look in the suburb areas. Look at parts of town that may be outside the city center to find better deals. So, for example, if you're looking at New York, maybe stay in Long Island City, maybe stay over in New Jersey, because you'll be able to save a lot on the hotels that way.
Is it worth, one last question, if you're looking to maybe delay your travel plans until the fall and the winter, maybe for the holidays, is now a good time to book those trips? Can you get some deals?
I would say this, start shopping now. If you see flights, hotels, or cruises, whatever, that meet your budget, go ahead and book them. But if you still feel they're too high, wait, because usually the airlines and hotels will do a fare sale later in the summer to get more sales for the fall.
Oh, brilliant. All right, I'm writing all these tips down to save a little money where I can. All right, Henry Hartefelt, travel industry analyst. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Now, when it comes to planning and booking travel, artificial intelligence is becoming a bigger and bigger tool. Wendy Gillette reports it can help you decide on your next destination and what you can see and do there.
The heck are we doing?
Travel influencer Michael Motametti from Los Angeles may have asked himself that a few times when he first made the decision to only use artificial intelligence to plan a year's worth of trips around the world.
I think that AI is really the future in a lot of respects.
To test it in the real world, he started using Guide Geek's travel assistant, messaging via WhatsApp, and eventually forged a partnership with the company.
Might have heard of the country Montenegro.
Letting the virtual know-it-all shape
shape where he goes and what he does.
For me, I've been using it strictly as an experiment to see what would happen if I let go and I relinquished all control to AI to travel the world. And it's given me some of the best experiences I've ever had.
We decided to give it a try ourselves. We used Expedia's ChatGPT function to give us recommendations on our trip to New Orleans.
It was spring in the Big Easy, so we asked which events to attend. The French Quarter Festival showed up third on Expedia's list. It's an annual celebration of the city's music, culture, and food. We got a special rate to stay at the Four Seasons overlooking the festival, the newest luxury hotel to open in New Orleans, featuring 15,000 crystals in the champagne bar, a martini Esquire magazine named Best of the Year, and the largest pool downtown. Restaurant queries brought us back to Expedia, which recommended Commander's Palace for its Sunday jazz brunch. The quaint farm-to-table eatery Coquette, and Doogie Chase's restaurant for its soul food.
We have seen many attacks.
AI entrepreneur Gilad Bernstein tells those in the industry this is just the beginning of what's possible.
For those who prioritize travel, it's also going to be unwise to have a travel advisor who doesn't have incredible technology helping them do the best they can do.
He says AI won't replace people, but will improve their performance and your experience, no matter where you go.
Well, still ahead, Taylor Swift is impacting travel, why the singer is expected to boost flight demand in one particular part of the world. And Carnival is this Sunday. You can watch our live special coverage starting at 10 a.m. on Pix Plus, 44 Cable 12, and streaming on the free CBS News app. Parts of Europe will be hot spots for summer travel this year, thanks in part to Taylor Swift. United and Delta Airlines both say flights to cities where Swift will be performing are surging. For example, the Eras Tour is in Lisbon, Portugal this weekend, and United says demand for flights there increased 25% compared to last summer. Later on the season, more than 1 million Swifties are expected to attend an Eras show in the UK. Barclays reports the country could see $953 million injected into the city's economy, all thanks to Taylor Swift fans. And a new airline catered to dogs is about to take off tomorrow. Bark Air will carry dogs of all sizes and their human companions from New York to Los Angeles. The airline creates a luxury experience for the animals. Bark Air also offers flights to London from New York. The goal is to offer an alternative to traditional air travel, which is often stressful for dogs and their owners.
The security is not the TSA, but very simple for a dog. Come through, drive up to the airport, give us your bag, we get you on board right away, and it can be within 15 minutes of your arrival here at the airport, in the air off to Los Angeles.
Won't come cheap. A one-way ticket for one dog and its owner costs $6,000 for domestic flights. Bark Air said it plans to add new routes throughout the summer. We'll be right back. Well, thank you so much for joining us for today's conversation on summer travel and safety. We'd love to hear what you think and what you're seeing and hearing in your neighborhoods. Post your thoughts online using the hashtag KPIX. CBS EV News is next. Local news continues on our streaming service, CBS News Bay Area. I'll see you at 5 o'clock. Hi, thanks so much for watching. To view more content like this, we've selected some videos that we think you'll enjoy. And don't forget to like or click that button here on the bottom left of your screen to subscribe.